Good evening, everyone. Right now it's 7:01 on whatever. Flick's here. He loves bugs. Have fun out there. Oh, fuck. Nintendo Direct time. Yeah, Nintendo Direct is here once again. Yay! It's that most wondrous time of year. Nintendo Direct, the time where everyone gets together to see what new Nintendo games are going to be released, and they don't get angry. Yay! Fudge. If I can make one prediction, that beyond a shadow of a doubt will be 100% true, that I can guarantee will be totally correct beyond a shadow of a doubt, people will be disappointed by this Nintendo Direct. Praise Helix. It has gotten to the point with Nintendo Directs that you can't satisfy anybody. Nintendo, much like the Pokemon Company, just in general, like anything the Pokemon Company does, Nintendo has gotten to the point where they cannot satisfy anybody. Their whiny, annoying fanboys will never be satisfied. Their only winning move, I would say, is not to play, but even that's a losing move. Like, even, you know, if you don't do a Nintendo Direct every few months, that pisses people off as well. So, I guess there is no winning move anymore. Yep, there is no way to win. Nintendo's fighting a losing game. And trust me, they're really good at it. Oh, you better believe they are. Oh, look at their glasses. That's cute. But yep, that's one prediction I can make beyond a shadow of a doubt. Admittedly, I was that person last time. The last Nintendo Direct we got in September or October, I don't remember when, I did not care for. And now, unlike other Nintendo fans, I didn't throw a big piss baby bad boy argument. Right, I didn't go wet my nappy and be like, Nintendo, why aren't you making the games I like? Bad Nintendo. Bad. No, I was just like, I didn't care for the Direct, and then I moved on. I hope that Kirby game's good. Yep. The only winning move is not to play. But hey, we shouldn't let that sour our fun, should we? It's the most wonderful time of year. It's Nintendo Direct time. Nintendo Direct. Yay. Hey, Axel, my boy. Holy applesauce, what? Holy applesauce. Holy apple. Holy apple, what? It's like the Holy Kitten. Oh, what was that? It was Kittens Holy. That was the joke. It wasn't Holy Kittens. It was Kitten Holy. Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah. Kittens holy. Alright. But yeah, so since the Nintendo Direct is tomorrow, today is just the day of predictions, you know, me trying to see, like, hey, what can I guess? What can I guarantee is not going to be there? I've got a few. Will I be streaming the Nintendo Direct tomorrow? Oops. I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to try to stream the Nintendo Direct. I hope so. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but you better believe I'm going to try. I thought, like, when I saw the announcement of, like, the time, I was like, oh, yeah, perfect. Oh, this is going to go great. And then I checked my calendar and I was like, "Oh shit. No, I actually have oops." Because I was like, "Yeah, we're going to do this. Barely, but like we're going to be able to make it. I've got time for Nintendo Direct." I don't know if I do anymore, but I'm going to try. I might have to do a bit of multitasking, which is definitely ain't what I want to do. But we shall see. So that'll be a thing. That's for shizzle. Faux shizzle. Oh my gosh. I don't know. We'll see. Man, I'm definitely gonna have to do some multitasking if I'm gonna do it. But yeah, Nintendo Direct. Oh, Nintendo. You never make things easy. Oh my gosh. Is Marshall sitting on my money? I think he is. Okay, we can still pick it up. So, prediction-wise, I guess let's start with the safe picks and work down from there, shall we? So, some of the safe picks, or at least picks that I consider somewhat safe. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, obviously. It comes out in March 25th. Same day as, like, two other major games. Like, two other major games also come out on the 25th. Can't remember which two, but I know there are two others. I can't remember any of them, but yeah. So I think that's a safe bet. We're going to see some more of that. Technically, I don't think we need to. Like, I've seen more than enough of it. But, you know, it comes out in a month. They're going to show it. It just makes sense. You know, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands is... A lot of people are excited for it. 3D Kirby game. It's one of those ones that's hard to gauge because... I mean, like, Kirby is shaped like a friend. Almost everybody likes Kirby. The only person I know who dislikes Kirby is, Brian David Gilbert, and that's the joke. And, Shen from, Blue Chair Owl Turd Comics. Yeah, people... I mean, I know the bike thing was way worse, but yeah, I remember people freaking out on him because of the fact that he doesn't like Kirby. I know other people like Kirby, and again, I lived through the Kirby's Epic Yarn controversy. It's whatever. I think the Kirby's Epic Yarn controversy was just stupid. And, because Kirby's Epic Yarn is really fun. It's really cute. And yeah, this new Kirby game will hopefully be great. I like me some Kirby. I wasn't impressed with the first trailer that we got back in, again, September or October. I don't remember the exact date. But the more recent one that we got last month was pretty good. And, I mean, it's a Kirby game. I'm going to play it regardless, because I really like Kirby. I didn't all... I actually... You know, it's funny. I didn't always like Kirby, but at the same time, I've played a lot of Kirby games. So, yeah. Have I played them all? Technically, no. I don't think I've ever played... I've never played a lot of the spin-off games. Like, I've never played Tilt and Tumble. And I've never played, I think, Dreamland 3. I think it's Dreamland 3. But I've played some Kirby's games. And yeah, I'm sure we're just going to see more of it. We already know the release date, so nothing to worry about. Project Triangle Strategy, I think... Is Sid just stuck there? He might be. Project Triangle Strategy, I don't think we have a release date for that yet. I could look... I'm actually going to look that up real quick. Project Triangle Strategy. It was revealed... Yeah, it does not have a release date, so I could see us getting a release date for Project Triangle Strategy. It was revealed basically a year ago. So, yeah, I could see... Or we're probably going to get another demo, at least, because you know how these Square Enix games work. I don't know. Again, I just don't play RPGs anymore, but... It looks good. I hate the name. I really do hate that name. And it's gonna still be called Project Triangle Strategy, because they're too lazy to actually make names. I'm fine with you calling the game the game Goose Game. But calling it Untitled Goose Game, nah. Just call it Goose Game. At least Octopath Traveler kind of made sense as a name. Like, I got it. But Triangle Strategy? God, one of the worst names ever. Is it as bad as, like, one of those colon names? Like, you know, Kingdoms of Amalur, colon, Re-Reckoning, or whatever. Was Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning? Battle Mage, colon... Quest for Lichdom, or whatever that one was called. God, I don't know. There's so many bad names that I don't fucking remember any of them, but... Is it as bad as that? I don't know. Was it called Lichdom Battle Mage? I don't know. And there was one game that had like that had like 2 colons in it. And it's like, oh, that's... I think it was Red Faction Gorilla Re-Reckoning. I think maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It was definitely Kingdoms of Amalur or something. I don't know. I didn't even play the game. I just remember it had a bad title. Let's see. So, Project Triangle Strategy. Splatoon 3, I think, is a pretty safe bet. I think this is where we find out the game has a Battle Royale mode. Because why else make a Splatoon 3? You have to do something to justify this game's existence. Like, I know Call of Duty doesn't. Call of Duty just puts out a new game all the time without ever justifying its existence. And technically, Nintendo could totally fucking do that if they wanted to. But that's not the Nintendo way, so it would make sense if, no, their new edition is a Battle Royale mode. I know some people don't like that. I in theory, love Battle Royales. I just didn't like Fortnite. I loved me some PUBG back in the day. And I didn't hate, oh god, what was that game called? I don't know. I know there was another one I played at some point. But I'm talking like post PUBG era. Like, I know I played the Culling. I know I played it was H1N1. The zombie one, I don't remember. But those were pre-PUBG. I did read the Hunger Games books back in the day. The third one always annoyed me. Nah, I don't like the third Hunger Games book. But yeah, I think that's we're definitely going to see Splatoon 3 regardless. I'm going to guess it's going to get either a June or a July release date. Because we're coming up on the Switch's 5-year anniversary. And I could see the, oh, guess what? Splatoon 3 comes out on the 5-year anniversary of Splatoon 2. Whackity schmackity doo. You know how this goes. Have we seen Bobbert yet? I guess we'll go find him eventually. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know what to... Like, we've seen the story mode. The only other thing I could see them showing is the new... If they brought back Salmon Run, which I'd be surprised if they didn't. I could see them showing new stuff from Salmon Run. Whoever the new hosts are, like, you know, in the first game we had Callie and Marie, in the second game we had Pearl and Marina. I'm gonna guess we have new hosts this time. And whoever they are, we're probably gonna see them. That I can almost guarantee. Yeah, no, come on, Battle Royale mode. And I know it's, like, what I want from, like, Nintendo Battle Royale mode is, like, giant, like, 50 versus 50, because I know Fortnite had a 50 versus 50 team mode. I want that, but it's all about, like, inking a giant map. So, it's technically Battle Royale, but there's kind of a twist to it, you know? Like, it's still about, like, inking turf, but instead you're trying to ink, like, this giant map. I don't want the map to be too big. I learned that lesson from PUBG. Don't make the map... You make the map big, but not too big. That Mexico map in PUBG was just... Oh my gosh. Yeah, like they could even call it, like, Giant Turf Wars, or something like that. I don't know. There's totally a way to do it. Oh, should I go... I'll do it tomorrow. Next up, Advanced Wars. Advanced Wars was originally supposed to come out in December. It got delayed until unknown date. We actually do know that it, there's been, like, leaks on the eShop where it's been listed as, like, the first week of April. So it's probably... I'm gonna guess it's gonna stick to that date. I know Kirby comes out end of March, but I could see it coming out in April. That would just make sense. That'd be cool. I don't know. I don't think I'm picking up Advanced Wars, but I know people are really excited for that. The series definitely does deserve another shot. I mean, it's been I think the last Advanced Wars was on DS. And I say the same thing about Golden Sun, if they ever remake Golden Sun. The series deserves another chance. It's been trapped in obscurity for a few too many years now. As, like, a Smash Bros. Character. Admittedly, there's, like, 24 Nintendo series you can say that about. Like, I use Advanced Wars as my point of reference. Or I'm using it at this point. But, like, F-Zero hasn't gotten a game since the GameCube, but that's even longer. God, I knew it. Even just a remake of the game, like the GameCube F-Zero game. F-Zero Battle Royale, I still think would be fantastic, and it would fit the genre perfectly. Battle Royale Racer, I don't think we've gotten that yet. Maybe I could totally be wrong. I think of, is it called Trackmania? But even still, like F-Zero Battle Royale, yeah. I'd be terrible at it, but yeah. Bayonetta 3, I could see it. I don't think Bayonetta 3 is coming out. It specifically in the direct announcement they said, oh, it's not coming out until, like, they're only showing games from, like, the first, like, half of the year. So presumably games up until, like, June. But we always know those things are lies. Like, they've shown games off in, like, February directs that come out late into the year. Or just never come out. Or just, like, there are games that were shown off in, like, last year's February Direct that still haven't come out. We need that iron. The Gallant statue. Paradise Planet poster. We know the Gallant statue is fake. I can actually just go throw that away. But yeah, I could see Bayonetta. If it doesn't happen, yeah, it'll be at E3. But honestly, I think it's got like I would guess it's got like an August or September release date. So I would think they would show it sooner rather than later. Even if it could just be a quick thing, like, and then go more in depth around E3 time, if not before then. But yeah, no, I could see it being sooner rather than later. So those are all the things that I'm pretty sure will be there. I don't actually have any structure to this list, but those are all the things that I'm pretty sure will be there. I'm actually gonna move this down over here. Yeah, let's move that over here. So there are a few things that, I've seen like around the collective internet that people really want. Hollow Knight Silksong, I don't think it's happening, but I do want to just bring up the point that if they were to do Hollow Knight Silksong, it would make sense. Because even though Hollow Knight is an indie game, Hollow Knight has more than earned its spot in in a normal Nintendo Direct. Like, people are so excited for that game that if it were just to show up in a mainline Direct, it'd be like, yep, this fits. It's bigger. It could be like the star of an indie showcase, sure. But it could also just kind of be like, and it's one of the few indie games that I can say that about. Like Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight. Trying to think of a third game with Knight in the title. Right, but yeah, Hollow Knight has definitely more than earned its place on, it could be like the star of its own Direct, or it can be in a mainstream Direct, because people are so excited about it. Because, yeah, Nintendo normally doesn't do, Nintendo has their Indies brand, and they keep the two separate most of the time. But Hollow Knight, that would be so exciting, just to have that in a mainline Direct. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think it's more than, deserves to be there. And it'd be cool. It'd be cool to, that be, a big thing. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I do think we're gonna get some of Silksong this year. It's been a few years now since the reveal. So I do think we're finally gonna get stuff this year, but I don't think it's gonna be at this Nintendo Direct. Team Cherry could totally get away with revealing it on their own time. Kind of like how Yacht Clubs reveal stuff on their own time. But also, yeah, if you take advantage of Nintendo, all eyes are on you. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. So some other stuff that's rumored or that people are talking about. There was talk of a Metroid Prime remake, basically taking the original Metroid Prime and upscaling it into HD. That would be really cool, I guess. I've never played the Metroid Primes. I was going to, and then I kind of just got lazy, and I'm cheap, right? I didn't have the money, even though it was only like $20. College. But, yeah, supposedly there's a rumor that they're remaking, the first Metroid Prime. There's also been rumors since, 2018 that we're getting a port of the Metroid Prime trilogy. And I don't think we're getting Metroid Prime 4. I'll talk about that a little later. But I could see it finally being like, oh yeah, we're doing Metroid Prime HD. Here it is. And hey, guess what? It'll release later this year. And then them, ending that segment off by saying, hey, don't worry. While we don't have anything of Metroid Prime 4 to show off today, we will later this year. Just kind of like that guarantee that, yeah, you will get Metroid Prime 4 details later this year. Maybe E3, maybe some other time. But it's going to happen. But for the moment, yeah, we just got Metroid Prime Trilogy. Which, again, I know people want, and there's been rumors about this thing's development since 2018. But then, Metroid Prime restarted development. So, yeah, it's supposedly been done this entire time. which is why recent rumors have been that they actually just, since it's been done for so long, they just went ahead and upscale HD'd the original Metroid Prime because they've had more than enough time and they've been sitting on the game for so long. I don't know how true those rumors. I definitely think we're gonna see something, but I don't know how true those rumors are gonna be. Next up is Donkey Kong. So there have been talks about getting a new Donkey Kong for a while. Something developed by the what is it, studio? The Nintendo Studio 16 or something like that. The studio that did Mario Odyssey. I will say, I do think Mario Odyssey 2 is eventually going to happen. I don't think it's happening until E3 at the earliest. They wouldn't reveal if I do think it's got to happen eventually, but that'd be E3 at the earliest. So I don't think we're gonna get any of that. But Donkey Kong, you know, I have 2 games on this list where it's like, you know, these would be good. Like, hey, we have one final reveal things. Well, I know some people would argue the other one isn't, but no, it is, and it has been used that way before. I think in like a May Direct they used it like this. But yeah, Donkey Kong is one of them, as like the one final announcement that'll be, you know, probably around like October or whatever. Them revealing like this new Donkey Kong game. That would be probably October-ish, actually. It'd be earlier than November. I could see them being like, we have one final announcement, and yeah, it's Donkey Kong. And people would be really excited, because Donkey Kong is really good. Tropical Freeze is one of the best 2D platformers in recent years. So, that'd be really awesome. I got a cherry. Yeah, I'd really like that. I'd really like a new Donkey Kong game. KK Rule, or King K Rule? Ooh, I felt tongue twisted there for a minute. Oh wow, that's actually one we didn't have. But yeah, I could see that being like the one last announcement thing that kind of, even though I expect them to totally break the rules, I'm like, oh, these are summer games, and I guarantee you at least one of them is going to have a winter 2022 release date. But yeah, I think that Donkey Kong could totally be like one final announcement. The other thing that I could see being a one final announcement thing is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's totally possible that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 could be, hey, one final announcement. Again, Nintendo, because I think Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition was like the one final announcement in like a late April Direct. It was like, hey, we have one final thing to show, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Nintendo really again, same thing with Fire Emblem. Nintendo really likes the series, and they really like to promote it. Does it sell like 10 million units? No. But it still sells it sells well over 1 million, and Nintendo's satisfied with that. You know, not every game needs to make all the money in the world. Sometimes you can just properly budget a game to want to make a specific amount of money, and when it makes that specific amount of money, you can be more than satisfied with it. I know AAA studios kind of no longer know how to do that. It's either all or nothing, but I think Nintendo is like one of the few keeping the middle shelf game alive. Not that they price them at middle shelf prices. Like, Nintendo is the type of studio that will make a middle shelf game and then charge AAA prices for it, but they'll get away with it because of their Nintendo. It happens all the time. Because they're Nintendo. But yeah, so I totally think that's gonna happen. One of those two. I know a lot of people, the talk is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm still surprised nobody's talking about X2. Because again, X ends on a cliffhanger, and I think it would make sense to re-release X, or to reveal, hey, X2 is in development, and we're re-releasing the original X. I think that would just make sense, but Nope, I seem to be the only one who thinks that's going to happen. So, yeah, instead we're probably just going to get or Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Whatever that ends up being. I don't know, it's again, the original Xenoblade is fantastic. Like, holy cow, man, it's so good. And I need to play 3, I haven't. Or 2, I mean, I need to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I just haven't. It'd be cool, though. And then the other thing that, like, we don't have any, like, even... There's been, like, I guess, kind of rumors about it, but nothing too concrete, is a new Fire Emblem game. We kind of know, like, you know, it's been a few years. I think Three Houses was 2018, 2019. It's been a while since Three Houses. It would make sense to make a new Fire Emblem game. I think the ruling theory is that it's going to be a Fire Emblem Echoes game, which is my personal thought as well. Like, it would make sense for them to do Fire Emblem Echoes. Now, whether it's the fan favorite... Oh, wow, you're still stuck here. I totally think Sid's clipped into this geometry. Whether it's, Echoes, Path of Radiance, and/or Radiant Dawn, which in my opinion makes sense. Like, not that many people have played Path of Radiance or Radiant Dawn, but people still really like Ike. He's in Smash Bros. So, right, going off that, it would just kind of make sense to be like, oh, here's, Path of Radiance and/or Radiant Dawn. I don't remember which one comes first. I think it would just make sense, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. The other rumor, though, and the one that I guess kind of technically makes more sense, because the last Fire Emblem Echoes game was a remake of Fire Emblem 2, and they have remade the first Fire Emblem at some point as well. They remade the original game. They also did the shitty port on Switch, but let's not talk about that. The other Fire Emblem game that would make sense is, I think it's Genealogy of the Holy War, which is the third Fire Emblem game. Because, like I said, Echoes, the last one, I don't remember the specific title. The one with Alm and Celica was the second Fire Emblem game, and so it would make sense to do the third one now. But will we actually see that? I don't know. But it would make sense. I do think it's been a while. I think it makes sense to do another Fire Emblem game. It's just a matter of when. And I can see them revealing it now. I don't know if they give it like a May release date or something like that, or if it'd be later in the year in like August, but I could see it happening. Again, part of me feels like we should know more stuff for like April and May, but we kind of don't at the moment. So that's why I'm pushing everything out to like August or September. But yeah, those are the three things that are kind of rumored. If I have some personal things that I don't think there are any rumors about that I'd still love to see. Oh, I do have that on there. Is, I know we got Animal Crossing 2 years ago now. There was Nintendo has another life simulation style game called Tomodachi Life that is really stupid, but it's dripping with charm. There's something about Tomodachi Life that is just dripping with charm. And the Nintendo Switch does have Miis. I know people rarely use them. I think there's only like 2 or 3 games that do. An idea of Tomodachi Life 3, because the first game was on the DS, that never released in North America. The second game was on the 3DS, so the third game on the Switch would make sense. I think it has been long enough since Animal Crossing released that they could release a Tomodachi Life now. It's another life simulation game. I know they put out Miitopia, was it called Miitopia last year? So I think it would just make sense. I do worry they will give it the Animal Crossing treatment of, like, slowly releasing updates here and there. Because I know the original didn't have that. The original was just one game. Hopefully this time they actually put in gay marriage. Because the whole reason Nintendo started putting more gay characters in their games is because of Tomodachi Life. Because there was a bug in the original game that allowed you to do gay marriage. And then Nintendo was like, nope, that was not our intention. We're patching it out. So they got a lot of shit for this. And Nintendo was like, we'll be better in the future. Admittedly, most of that has stuck with Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is the one franchise where they do the gays. And it's like, okay, cool. I wish they would do more stuff in the other series. Because there are characters like Pearl and Marina and Flick and CJ that are heavily hinted at being gay. But they never have actually said, yes, this character is gay. But yeah, you know, like, Animal Crossing has given us so many options that, like, you gotta work some of that into Tomodachi Life. You gotta have the stupid computer voices again. I know computer voices are getting better. Like, some of the shit Google's doing right now is pretty impressive. But I don't need all that fancy shit. Just have fun. Have the music studio back. The music studio was so dumb, but gosh dang it, it was fun. Oh my gosh, it was so dumb. I loved it. Again, it's not... Technically, Tomodachi Life isn't an amazing game. But it's a really charming, stupid game. And I have a soft spot for it. So it'd be cool to see it come back. Again, it's another budget game. It's a game made on a budget price that should release at a budget price, but you know Nintendo's going to charge $60 for it. Because that be how Nintendo be. Another thing I would like to see is, we got a Mario Party Superstars. Hey, Nintendo, put out some DLC. Whether it's paid DLC or free DLC, either way, I would kind of love to see that, because I love me some Mario's Party. And I know Mario Party has never done DLC before. Instead, they just released the new game. But admittedly, when that was mostly going on, the GameCube era, DLC kind of didn't exist. But guess what? It does nowadays. You can just update the game and add new boards. You do it for those stupid sports games all the time. You know, maybe actually put some effort into the Mario Party, the game people like. Yeah, I would love some DLC for Mario Party that adds in... I would love 2 boards to get added in. And again, well, I would love for them just to release it as free DLC. I know how Nintendo works. I know how AAA game studios work. They're going to charge money for it. I could see them doing like a season pass, like, hey, we're releasing 1 DLC later this month, and then we'll do another one later in the year. Like in that August-September range, or maybe even like later in November. But it'd be cool. I haven't seen anyone really talk about this one. Instead, people are talking about like, oh, what if we get a new Super Strikers? We got golf last year. We got tennis like 2 or 3 years ago before that. What if we get a Super Strikers or a Super Strikers remake? Yeah, that's not gonna... Just straight up, that's not gonna happen. Nope. But it would be cool. I mean, I'd love a Super Strikers remake. Super Strikers is pretty good. But it's not gonna happen. No, it's not gonna happen at all. So, but I'll take a, I will take some Mario Party DLC. That'd be really cool. Mario Party is really good. It's really fun. I'd love some DLC for that game. And, you know, add in, like, and yeah, even like a DLC pack, like $20, gets you one new stage now, and like, I don't know, like 20 or 30 new mini games. And then in a few months, you get the other DLC with 20 or 30 new mini games. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best solution, but I'd take it. You know, it's the best we can get on on Nintendo's feelings on these things. But yeah, I'd love some Mario. Again, it's never been done before, but there's no better time than the present, to do it. And then the other thing that's definitely not going to happen, but I would love for it to happen. A remake of Earthbound. Either Earthbound or Earthbound Beginnings, but preferably Earthbound. Because Earthbound Beginnings has some problems. Some pretty major problems, kind of. It's a game of its era, right? The original Earthbound, it has not aged gracefully, to say the least. Ooh, that's new. Carnival Venice? Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, that wasn't in the game last year. Ooh, I like that. We'll have to get some other colors. And let's buy a chocolate heart. You know, we gotta start stocking up on those for Valentine's Day. But yeah, oops, did not mean to do that. I would love for a remake of Earthbound. I don't think it's gonna happen. But could you imagine a remake of Earthbound? We know Nintendo's on good terms with Toby Fox, getting him to come in and do some special arrangements for the music, even even though the game's not coming for a while, like advertising like, hey, we've brought in Toby Fox to help like do some special rearrangements for this remake. Ah, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I don't think the original Earthbound, from my understanding, has not aged gracefully. I know a remake would fix some of those problems. But yeah, Mother 1, or as it was called in the West, like 30 years later. Okay, not 30, but like 20-ish years later. Earthbound Beginnings. No, I'd much rather have a remake of the original Earthbound, Mother 2. Because it's been long enough that, yeah, a remake, it would be really cool. I know a lot of people wanted in the style of that Link's Awakening remake we got a few years ago. I would love that. I'd also totally be down for a remake of or in that similar style for Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Specifically, I want them to do both on one cartridge. I don't want two games for like, oh, you can either for $60 you can either get Oracle of Ages or Oracle of Seasons. Both games $60. That's what they have to do if we're gonna get them. That's what I would want. But yeah, I'd rather have an Earthbound remake. But that style would look amazing in Earthbound. And it'd work really... Because Earthbound is such a great game. And it'd be really cool. I don't think it's going to happen. There was something recently about... the director of Earthbound. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. Talking about how... like, they had tried to, like, proposition him to remake Earthbound, or to remake, or to release Mother 3 in the West, or something like that. And he was like, oh, this is a really interesting idea. But no. Like, they propositioned, and this was, like, a decade ago now. They, like, propositioned him with it, and he just straight up he was like, oh, this is really interesting. No, I'm not gonna let you do this. So will it actually happen? I don't know. I don't think so, but I would love Earthbound. As always, I dream of Mother 3's port. It's never going to happen. And no, it's not going to happen this time either. But that'd be... Mother 3 would be so cool. It's Mother 3, come on. Just... Especially with Nintendo taking down... Nintendo took down the Mother 3 soundtrack. As part of, like, Nintendo's been taking down, like, thousands... Which, yeah, again, let's not forget how stupid Nintendo is. Nintendo just took down thousands of hours of music. Because Nintendo only wants you to listen to their music while playing their games. They don't want you to, like... Or they want you to use, like, those, like, music programs. Like the Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection or Smash Bros. Nintendo doesn't want you listening to their music outside of the way they think it should be listened to. Because fucking Nintendo, right? And yeah, there's no way to, like, they took down the Mother 3 soundtrack, and it's like, then the game's not even here. There's literally no way to listen to the Mother 3 soundtrack in the West. Like, even if I wanted to boot up the game to listen to it, I can't even do that. Fucking stupid ass Nintendo. Bunch of morons. Oh my gosh. I hate Nintendo. I hate Nintendo. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to get an Earthbound remake. Which, speaking of music, do I think they're going to do a music thing? Because they just took down a bunch of music Would it make sense for them to be like, hey guys, here's our as part of Nintendo Switch Online, you can now listen to all Nintendo music, here you go. Is that going to happen? No. God, no. That's not how Nintendo works. And again, if they do something like that, it's going to come with a catch. Nintendo is a monkey's paw. If we get anything good, it comes with a terrible price. Everything comes at a terrible price when it comes to Nintendo. Getting music is going to be no different. They're going to fuck it up somehow. Probably by only releasing like 20 soundtracks. I guess they haven't released a new NES or SNES game on Nintendo Switch Online in like 6 months. It's something wild like that anyways. It's been a while. Because they just don't care anymore. Okay, 6 months seems too long in my head, but it's definitely something like that. Nintendo just don't care. They're Nintendo. Why would they? They want you to play their game. Again, every game developer has the right to make you play a game however they choose, but every person playing a game has the right to play the game however they want. Those may be contradictory ideas, that may be paradoxical. It doesn't change the fact that they're both true simultaneously. God, stupid Nintendo. Bunch of morons. So things that I can guarantee you will not be at the Nintendo Direct. Metroid Prime 4. Again, I think we could get an HD thing and then say like, hey, guess what, later, I know you guys want Metroid Prime 4. Don't worry, you'll get your first look at it later this year. Right? They can totally say that and they'll totally get away with it. But I don't think we're actually going to get anything of Metroid Prime 4. Obviously not. Again, I don't think that game's coming out until next year, at the earliest. Even though it has been, I think, it's been like 4 years since or 3 or 4 years since they restarted development. It's been a while, to say the least. I don't remember there being like 3 little baby squids here. I don't remember that. Yeah, whatever. I don't expect Metroid Prime 4. Mario Kart 9. I know a lot of supposedly Nintendo is in development on Mario Kart 9 right now, according to some insiders. We're not going to see it here. No, it'd be awesome, and I want my Nintendo Kart. I think Nintendo Kart makes sense, even if a lot of people really hate that idea. Nope, Nintendo Kart's the future. We're not going to see it here. Nope. And I can guarantee you some people are going to be like, oh, no Nintendo Kart. See, that was just a false rumor. That's dead. I do think it's happening. It's just not happening the way we like. I swear there was a way to get like an overhead view on this tank. I guess I just don't remember. We can't even do 360 in the museum. That would actually be cool if they allowed us to do 360. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. We can't even really look up. Like, I can't even get, like, a better angle on this stuff. I can only tilt my head so much. It's because some of these walls aren't rendered or whatever. It still looks kind of cool, though. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get Mario Kart 9, Nintendo Kart, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's happening. Just straight up, nah, it'd be cool, but nah, it's not going to happen. No Breath of the Wild 2. That should be very apparent. Nintendo's clearly going to do a big blowout at E3. They might even say, again, if they announce like, oh, hey, guess what? We're doing Link's Oracle of Ages / Seasons. Or if we get either Twilight Princess or Wind Waker. Like if they do any, which they totally could do something with Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Whether it be ports of the Wii U versions or just like GameCube ports, you know, really lazy slapdash stuff like the 3D All Stars collection. If anything like that happens, that's gonna come. I could see them being like, "Hey, we got no Breath of the Wild news today, but you'll find out more later this year, maybe even again. I don't think they'll use E3, but later this year, I could see them saying that. This is a perspective we don't always get inside the tube. There's really nothing to show inside the tube. Because, yeah, it's all on the other side here. But, yeah, I could see us getting, like, oh, guess what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing, you guys. Right. I think we could get some sort of Zelda thing. Again, maybe not the thing that everybody wants, but definitely some sort of Zelda thing. And then we'll get Breath of the Wild 2 later in the year. But yeah, we're definitely not getting Breath of the Wild here. I already said no Mother 3. That's definitely not happening. Yeah, and that's really it. Like, I'm sure there are other things that people really want that... Again, I don't think... Silk Song would be cool, but I don't think it's happening, if I had to guess. Anything else? Any other, like, big standout things? Give me a second. I'm seeing if I got any... There was a bunch of stuff trending on Twitter today, like Silk Song. But again, I personally don't expect anything. Scalebound? Oh my gosh. I mean, there was a sort of rumor that Nintendo was reviving Scalebound after Microsoft canceled it. Yeah, okay, let's check this. Obviously, we're getting nothing from Pokemon, but like that should be apparent. We just got a new game, and even if Legends Arceus gets DLC, we're not going to find out about that anytime soon. I was looking for something specific. Come on, where was it? I need to play more Legends Arceus. Still really good. Oh, we're obviously going to get like an indie game highlight reel, obviously. What that ends up being, who knows? Or not indie game, but like third-party highlight reel. We're definitely going to get some third-party stuff. GTA 5 on Switch. I mean, it's definitely more... It's been more than enough time, but... I would have predicted that years ago, not today. Let's see. Kirby... Oh, do we get anything new from the Mario Brothers movie? Because they did reveal the Mario Brothers movie, like they revealed the casting at a Nintendo Direct, so it would make sense for them to be like, hey, guess what, here's the first trailer at a Nintendo Direct. But again, I would think that would come closer to E3. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, no, that's not gonna happen. That'll be E3. They'll do like a big E3 blowout. Switch Online, I don't expect anything. Like, we know Majora's Mask is coming soon, but I don't expect anything like that anytime soon. Same thing with, another thing I don't expect to happen is, a new Switch upgrade, like a new Switch SKU, like, again, that Switch Pro, 4K Switch, whatever, yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon, so don't expect that. But yeah, no, I don't expect anything from Nintendo Switch. Like, we know Majora's Mask is coming, I think, later this month. I don't even know if we have a date, but I don't expect them to be like, oh, well, here's the next game, guess what? You're also going to get, I don't know, freaking GoldenEye. I mean, if they could get the rights to GoldenEye, that would definitely be direct-worthy, but I don't expect anything like that to happen. Sonic Frontiers, no. Sega will do that on their own time. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't expect anything from Animal Crossing either. I know we're sitting here in Animal Crossing talking Animal Crossing. Yeah, no, Animal Crossing is done with major updates. Even if they had a minor update, they're not going to tell... No, that's not going to happen. Again, I expect the next update to be around. Since it's clear that Festival is in the game, I expect the next Animal Crossing update to be in, like, April, or before Easter. So probably end of March. Easter's in April, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's all my Nintendo Direct predictions. It's easier to say what we're not. And again, the prediction I gave at the top of the episode, still, that's definitely the one that is 100% correct. Everything else, well, we'll see. I just hope I like it. Because I didn't want to dislike the last Nintendo Direct. And it just, nothing really stuck out to me. Even Kirby, I was just like, yeah, I know I'll like the game when it comes out. But the trailer didn't really impress me. And nothing else in that last Direct really impressed me either. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll do that next time. That'll be tomorrow. And then tomorrow we'll probably go straight from... Assuming I do the Nintendo Direct, we'll go straight from the Nintendo Direct into Animal Crossing. God, how... Oh, shit. How am I going to stream this Nintendo Direct? Oh, shit. I hadn't even thought about that. Ooh, I got some things to figure out. Because my streaming setup has changed now, guys. But yeah, no. We'll see. I will try my damnedest to stream this new Nintendo Direct. Will it happen? We'll see. But yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all I've got. And we'll be back tomorrow with Nintendo Direct. It's just so sudden. It's literally a 1-day turnaround. But Nintendo Direct. Where's my confetti? Oh, I can't use it because Nintendo Direct. Yay! I hope it's good. I don't know about it, but we'll see. I hope. I can dream. I can dream. But yeah, no, that's where we're gonna end off for today. That's all. That's all my predictions, more or less. Of course, as always, I can hope for a surprise. It's always good to have like a surprise, like a Nintendo game we have no ideas about whatsoever. That would be really cool, but who knows if that's going to happen. It's hit and miss with Nintendo. Sometimes it totally does. Sometimes it doesn't. Again, F-Zero would be awesome, but... Yeah, I don't expect it anymore. Because it's freaking... I mean, it's been almost... When was F-Zero on GameCube? F-Zero GX was 2003. So it's been 19 years since the last F-Zero game. Came out in July, so it's been, more or less 19 years. Yeah, that's a long time ago to go without an F-Zero game. Also, don't expect Star Fox. No. I also don't expect any Wii U ports. Like, I think the era of Wii U ports is over. Like, I know some people want, like, Star Fox Zero, but with good controls, or... People really want Nintendo Land on Switch. Nintendo Land wouldn't work on Switch. Just straight up, I'm telling you it like it is. It wouldn't work on Switch. We need something new and different. Again, technically that was 1-2 Switch, but 1-2 Switch wasn't that great. I don't know, people occasionally have fun with it. The Funhouse drunk 1-2 Switch was kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah, I think the era, again, with the exception of Xenoblade Chronicles X, and that's only because the game ends on a cliffhanger. Other than that, I do not expect any more Wii U ports. And even then, everyone else seems to be very skeptical about us getting an X2. They'd rather just do Xenoblade Chronicles 3, so we'll see. But that is tomorrow. Nintendo Direct is tomorrow. With that, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.